I recently received my first hateful comment on one of my videos, which I think is a good sign. But basically, they called me a shill. They said my channel was stupid and that I'm a dime a dozen creator. All of this because I was simply highlighting the features in the new Lightroom update, which included some AI stuff. And essentially, they claimed I was pushing AI because I wasn't teaching them how to, do it alternatively without AI. So guess what we're going to do today? I'm going to show you how to do it the old-fashioned way. Today, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to sharpen an image from 0 AI to full AI, okay? And some of this stuff you may have seen before, but maybe you haven't. So definitely watch through. I will put chapters below as to what I'm talking about. It's going to be a quick one, but we'll get into it. I'm going to open an image in Lightroom here and show you our first method. Okay, so we're in Lightroom here, and I've got this image that I shot at a rodeo last year. It's one of my favorite images. If you subscribe to the channel, you may have seen it before. It's far from perfect, but I do love it. I'm very happy with it. The only issue is, well, there's a couple things, but it's a little bit soft. So obviously there's some motion blur and stuff, which is okay because it was a lot happening. I was shooting this at night with a lens that, has a pretty high f-stop. Lot of wrong with the situation, but I did the best I could. Anyway, very happy with the image. Keep in mind, if you have an image that is like way out of focus, this is not going to bring it back. You're not going to be able to bring those details back using this method. This is simply for images that are just like not totally tack sharp, a little bit soft. This can help. So this is method number 1 right within Lightroom. The only thing I've done to this image is denoise it. So it's just at 50% here, you can see. But if we go to our sharpening panel, most people think, just grab the sharpening slider and start cranking that to the right. And yes, that's going to sharpen up the image and bring some details back, but it's going to do it to everything and it's not really going to look great. So you may or may not know this trick, but if you hold down the Option or Alt key and then grab the masking slider, your image turns black and white. And as you slide this over, you're going to see all the white areas are the areas that are actually going to be affected by your sharpening. So I'm going to pull this right around 55, I think. Maybe 53 probably looks great. So as you can see, we've got like the rider, the dust and dirt getting kicked up behind him, as well as the outline of the horse and stuff. So that's really where I want the sharpening to focus on. So I'm going to let go of the Option key, leave that there. I'm going to grab our sharpening and just basically pull this over to like 115. And now it's brought back some of those details, sharpen those up a bit. I can maybe slide the detail slider like to 50 as well. And again, it's not going to be drastically different, but it is going to help just bring back some details. And again, this is the simplest, most bare bones method right within Lightroom. So yeah, that's the first one. Okay, so this next method is one that I learned a long time ago from watching Pix Imperfect on YouTube. If you know, you know. That guy has taught probably like half the internet how to use Photoshop, and this just stuck with me. But it does involve Photoshop, so it's kind of a intermediate one, I would say, versus step number 1 that just happens in Lightroom. But the first thing you want to do is duplicate your layer. So I'm going to go Command J on the Mac here. And then with this layer, I'm going to go to Filter, I'm going to go to Other, and then High Pass. Now, ideally, you're probably going to want this to be somewhere between like 2 to 10 pixel radius. So I have it at 8.2, which is pretty much perfect. As you can see in the little preview here, if I turn that off and on, it's showing you what it's going to essentially affect. And the cool thing and the bonus point about doing this in Photoshop, you can also create a mask and just kind of brush over the things that you want to affect with this. So I'm not going to do that just for the sake of time, but I will hit OK and show you here, because the next thing we're going to do is go to our blending mode, and we're going to choose overlay, and you can see quite a difference right away. So if I turn this layer off versus on, you can see the amount of detail it's bringing out, and it's quite drastic. So that's doing a way better job than step one. So you can also go to your opacity slider here if you want to kind of tone it down just a touch. So if we do like, I don't know, 88%, still doing great work, not quite as intense. And again, like I said, you can use a layer mask here, brush over whatever you want. So if you were like editing a portrait, great thing to do. And, you know, just if you want to like sharpen some of the eyes or like just details on the face or whatever, that's when you can just do this, then create a layer mask and go in and just brush that onto the areas that you want to add that extra detail and pop to. So 2 thumbs up for this method. Next, we're going to show you, unfortunately, the simplest, but also the one that clearly people don't like. Now we are back in Lightroom once again. I've reset all of the sharpening tools in the detail panel here. Again, the only thing that's applied to this is the denoise. So what I'm going to do for this one, this is the AI method. Obviously, the easiest, most straightforward. You don't have to think. It's part of Lightroom now because they actually just acquired Topaz Labs. I think it's Labs. And there's already 2 Topaz features in here now. So if you go to Enhance with AI, you've got Generative Upscale, which was Topaz, and now AI Sharpen as well. Now this does involve using some of your AI credits. If you don't use the denoise, I think it's only 10 credits. And yeah, it's definitely, I have tons of credits left, so I'm not really concerned about that. I'm going to go to like a default strength here, and then it's going to save it as a new file. I'll let it rip, and we'll see what it looks like versus you know, what we've seen prior to this.
2 hours later.
Okay, so this is our image that has been sharpened. And if I, before, after, it's very subtle actually. So I was expecting a bit more. Mind you, I did choose the default setting, not the strong setting. But overall, I don't think it did that crazy of a job. Yeah, interesting. I still think actually the high pass is by far the best option here and gives you the best results. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are fine using AI tools like this, I want to hear it. If you completely despise the incorporation of AI into you know, our editing softwares, I also want to hear it. I just want to know what people think and maybe start a little debate in the comments section. And yeah, thumbs up for getting hateful comments and turning them into a video. Why not? That's all I got for today. Thumbs up if you like the video. Maybe hit subscribe if you like me. And stay tuned for lots more. Peace.